Hey guys, today on the Wheelchair Gamer Show, we are going to get into an interview with Dr. Filthy of Filthy Gaming. He has grown tremendously over the past 6 months. He has about, I think he's sitting at almost 1,300 subscribers now, which is really impressive, being that he's only been on for 6 months. We talk about a variety of different things in this video, everything from tips and tricks on Twitter, to grow your channel, as well as owning your own Major League of Gaming team, which he does, and a variety of other things involving being a creator on YouTube and really being genuine with the people that you are watching your content. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into this interview. It's quite a ride. I saw that news that you had about the Major League of Gaming. You started your own team, and that's got to be pretty exciting.
I mean, it's unreal. This is the thing. When I started this channel and I started this brand, I guess you can say, my initial thought from the beginning of everything was that this is a business at the end of the day. For me, it is. I know a lot of people do this for fun and they do this to, because it's their passion. And
Right,
listen,
right.
I do this for fun and as a passion as well. But at the end of the day, for me, this is a business. And when I started reading about, ways to build your YouTube channel, ways to
Hmm.
build your network around gaming, I started to get a lot of information on MLG and that whole network, I guess you could say. And
Right.
and it's huge. It's huge. It's becoming a huge thing right now. And for instance, Call of Duty is really focusing a lot of its structure on the game around esports at this time. So
Gotcha.
it's a great time to get into it if you're looking to get into it. Even as a player, right now is the time to do it. I feel like if you put the time in, you could become good enough to be on MLG. I think any kid out there right now playing a video game has
Oh
that
yeah.
opportunity. So, I mean, my story is a little different than most when it
Yeah.
comes to this, though. Listen, I don't have a back on me right now. I don't have a sponsor. To be honest with you, I am looking for side work so I can just make it through.
Right, right,
Uh,
right. I think
but
that's all of us.
yeah, exactly. But at the same time, um, I've been trying really hard at this channel. I've been really trying on my brand and getting it
Right.
out there. And I found this guy, Hunter Richmond. I found him, and I did a spotlight video with him.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
when I
I
started, I
love
was really
those.
young into the game. Thank you. And I found him, and he's a great PS4 competitive Call of Duty player, and I knew that from the beginning. From when I found him, I knew that he was great at that, and I just kept following him. And I knew that he had a team, and I knew that they were competing in Atlanta.
Gotcha.
And so one day I said to them, I said, "Listen, guys, I would love to be your guys' owner. Now I know I can't really offer you a lot right now, but I'd still like to be the brand behind your gameplay." And at first they turned me down. I'm not going to lie, they turned me down. They wanted to go to a sponsor
Right.
that was going to put some money up for them and kind of help them get there. And listen, at the end of the day, I completely understand.
Right.
It's not something that I was really against. So whatever. They went on their way and they tried something out and it didn't work out. And they came back and they offered me the role. And now I have a jersey with my brand on it. I
Oh,
mean,
nice.
shit is getting real, man. But I'm so happy, that I have the opportunity to even do this, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Honestly.
Yeah, so what I was also wondering is in terms of like when you own a team like that, how like is it would you describe it similar to like a sports team? Obviously, I know there's different intricate things that go on in like a sports team because you have like a manager and all that stuff, and it's a lot more complicated structure.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of wondering, like behind the scenes, like I've heard there's tons of money about in this, and I mean I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm one of those people that's all about the money. It's not
Man, you
completely,
got to ask that question. You got
but
to
but
ask
but
that
I'm
question.
curious. I'm curious about this
Yeah,
whole
no.
structure.
I think it's a great question. It is exactly like owning a sports team in a way. At the end of the day, right now, we're very new. We're very fresh at
Mhm.
this. I mean, I'll tell you right now, there's no paperwork. And I'll be completely honest with you. I like to be honest with everyone. And there's no paperwork right now in play. There's no contracts in play. This is
Mhm.
right now an agreement on a handshake, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Um, I honestly, at that, listen, right now, because I don't have all the stuff to give them and to kind of back them up, I'm just so excited at the simple fact that my brand might be on TV at one point. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, I don't even care. Like if they win, like you have to look at it this way: if they win this
Yeah.
tournament in Atlanta, which is a long shot. Listen, it is. Um, I, do they win $80,000? Absolutely, they win $80,000. Will I see any of that? I don't think so. But you know what I will see, dude? I'll see exposure, crazy exposure. Not
And
even
people.
the.
You meet
Oh my,
people.
come on, tons, man. It's a no brainer. But back to the question. Listen. Eventually, yes, there's paperwork involved. There's
Right.
split percentages involved. Listen, at the end of the day, I think what these gamers really want, and I'm talking about the MLG stars and the MLG gamers that play to win, they want an owner for a couple reasons. One, they want the sponsorship. They want
Right.
that person to back them and send them some stuff, right? They also want someone who's going to publicize them. And that's what I'm good at. I'm good at marketing people. I'm good at, putting them out there. And they also, it's funny. I had a conversation with them and I have a radio talk show coming up with them that I'm doing with one of my buddies. And it's funny because they were like, we really don't want to talk, and it's like, I,
Such a
I get it. I get it.
gamer thing to say too.
That's it, right? They're gamers, man. And,
It's a
and I,
heart of a
and
gamer.
I personally appreciate the fact that they are, so dedicated at getting
Yeah.
better rather than growing on YouTube or Twitter and anything like that. So right now I'm pretty happy about that. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
eventually we will get there though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big firm believer in the fact that with YouTube or any of this stuff, I'm a firm believer that if the content is there and it is quality over quantity, I think that the people will come regardless. And if they're bringing a quality to, if they're bringing fun to it, and they're just, they're practicing. A lot of times I hear about these practices where, a lot of people will get engaged in this on Twitch.
Hmm.
Like I know a guy who does this. He has a contract and so forth. And he has to play, but a lot of times there'll be like fun stuff going on in Twitch. Like they'll be betting on, like, hey, if you guys win this, I'll give you this donation, or like they just have fun with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a lot actually.
yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but there's a lot
Oh, you're good.
actually coming up right now on Twitter,
Mhm.
and there's these things called Twitter tournaments happening right now, Twitter tourneys, and they're starting to become more and more popular. And I eventually will have this happen.
Right.
But listen, the whole thing behind betting on video games, the whole
Yeah.
thing behind winning prizes on video games is becoming real, and
Yeah.
it's not going to stop. It's just going to get bigger. And I can't wait to see where it goes, though, man. I think we're all on the forefront of all this, and I think it's really exciting for us, no matter how old you are. And I
Exactly.
think that's another great thing about this platform is no matter how old you are, you're still in the middle of this journey, this craziness that's happening in this world with technology right now. So I mean, I can't wait to see where all of this stuff goes.
I don't mean to hold you up too much. Let me know if
No,
I'm
no,
going
it's fine.
over. Anyways, what I was also wondering about is, I watched that video that you did about the hacks for Twitter, and that was extremely helpful. It actually gave me a little bit more insight. I was wondering if you might want to elaborate to some of my audience about some of those things. I mean, they can go watch the
Sure.
video, and I definitely suggest they watch it. I'm gonna put that in the description below because I think that everybody should kind of see it because, it's just it's good content. But if you could elaborate.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's no problem. Let me give you a quick story about that real quick. Actually,
Okay.
I came out with that video. I dropped that video. I think it got like 100 views in the first, couple hours,
Right.
and then Twitter rocked my world, man. Twitter, because the original title of the video was "You Got Hacked." Twitter.
Right. 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 Right.
Um, and then Twitter kind of manhandled the shit out of me, dude. They locked my account completely. They
Oh
wiped
God.
out every single person I followed, so I lost 12,000 followed people in a matter of minutes. They I could not do anything. I could not tweet. I could not follow. I could not unfollow. I could not literally message anybody. I could not do anything on Twitter. So the one thing I should say before anything is don't ever put that you hack Twitter because they will find you and they will screw you and they will make you sweat for about 9 hours of back and forth. But yeah, let's get into it. Listen, I think the biggest thing that I can give advice wise when it comes to growing social media platforms in general, not just Twitter, not just Facebook, not
Hmm.
just YouTube, but any of them. There's a million of them. I think that it's listen, if you're not going to put out a viral video that's going to get a million views in 24 hours, um, you have to grind. You have to
Yeah.
put the work in. You have to put the time in, or else you're just not gonna get it. Now, listen, I am at a rate right now, and so your viewers know. I've been doing this 3 to 4 months, guys, not long, and I can tell you right now, I'm gaining about 300 followers a day on Twitter. It is kind of crazy how fast my followers are coming on Twitter. I've gained, I'm up to over 2,100 subscribers on YouTube. Um, I've done a lot of grinding, and
Right.
that's the biggest thing I can say because that's all it comes down to. I interact with almost every single person that crosses my brand, whether you are a YouTuber, whether you are a it doesn't whether you write a book, whether you're an author, it doesn't matter. I will interact with you just to shine my brand out there, not ask you to come and subscribe to my channel or follow me on Twitter. I just show you my brand. That's all I
Right.
do. And I think it's really important to kind of stress that to people too. And because I feel like this sub for sub and the follow for follow thing is becoming a little ridiculous. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, listen, if you ask me to sub to your channel, I tell everyone this. I tell my community people this. I tell brand new people this. If you ask me to sub to your channel, I will be real and tell you, no, I'm not going to sub to your channel. And to be completely honest with you, I'm probably not going to watch a video of yours for a while, at least,
Right.
um, it's just so much work on the back end of things that people don't realize that I do because I want to grow fast. That they miss the point that I don't have time to do that kind of stuff. So if I'm going to subscribe to your channel, unfortunately, it's a dead sub. I'm not gonna be a viewer on there just because
Right.
and it's not that I'm being disrespectful or being an asshole. It's just
No.
I don't have time. I don't have time. That's all it comes down to. I have
Yeah.
hundreds of people a day ask me to go to their YouTube channel, and I've said multiple times that it's impossible for me to do that, and that's why I started my community. That's why I started hashtag Team Filthy, because it gives me the opportunity to kind of get everyone in one single room and be able to talk about a topic and not have crazy amounts of people talking or a bunch of questions. It just kind of allows me to take over the situation, which has been unbelievable. But listen, I use Crowdfire on Twitter. It's the best app out there when it comes to growing Twitter. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. You turned me on to
I
that
think it's
actually.
important on that app, and in anything you're doing is to keep
Right.
your information common. You want to try to follow the people that are doing the same thing you're doing.
Right.
Um, I follow pretty much all gamers. That is who I follow.
Yep.
And if they follow me back, cool. If not, I'm not searching for a follow. I just hope people like my content and I hope people come and, enjoy what I have to offer. But I mean, that's definitely, your viewers, go check out the video. You'll get more out of it. But I could say the biggest thing for me, biggest advice is get Crowdfire or something like that that's going to help you manage it, and then grind. Don't stop the grind because it's just what you have to do.
Yeah. Really you're making an effort to be genuine, and I think you have achieved
Hmm.
it because I think you're trying to reach out to your people. You have that group where you can kind of centralize the conversation, so that way you can give a better focused sort of response as opposed to you know being disingenuous. You don't want
Exactly.
that. You know.
Exactly. Yeah, I
So
mean that's a big thing with my brand. Just having I I just want to be supportive to anybody and everybody. I don't care
Yeah.
who you are, what color you are, what country you are from.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, to me, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, if you're a good person, you're gonna join my community and make some people laugh and give some ideas and help help other people out. Then that's what I'm about. And back to Team MZ. She is amazing. She started a great community
Yeah.
herself. MZ soon will be on an episode of Dirty Talk actually. So
Oh,
it's
that's
cool
great,
to
man.
see. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Em is a great person. Her and Prodigy
She's unbelievable.
have they just have, as far as branding goes, like they've done it in such a genius way, that I couldn't help but be part of it. I'm glad to be part of it because
Absolutely.
they've made this great community, and there's just I don't know, I just like, what's also cool is that if you're not trying to even if you're not trying to be like this huge like streamer YouTuber, like it doesn't matter. Like I think Twitch is such a great community just to meet new people, and
Hmm.
YouTube is a great community, and Twitter is also, because you meet all these people that are centralized to what you do, and
Right.
I think that's so important to have that. But you
So I
know,
mean, well, let me just say, I mean, one of the things that I would really like to, maybe even get your opinion on, because it's something that's been just crushing my mind lately.
okay,
Um, I created hashtag Team Filthy, right? Same thing, hashtag Team MZ. It's pretty much the same thing if you think about it. Um,
yeah.
I want to be different, right? I want to be different. So my question to you is, what besides the exposure side of it, besides you being able to put a hashtag on your tweets and getting a community to engage on that, um, what else are you getting from that community?
Well, I feel like a bit of like camaraderie, like true friendships that are like, and not to sound corny or anything, but that's really what's going on here.
No,
There's
absolutely.
true friendships building, and I mean, I know that might not, I don't know if that explains it well enough to you, but I mean that's.
Dude, it's happened on my side of things like you wouldn't believe. So I can I totally know what
Well,
you mean.
because even like with with yourself, like I watch some of your videos, and I see that some of this stuff, maybe not all of the types of games that you cover, maybe not all of them appeal to me, but what
Hmm.
does appeal to me is the fact that it's kind of just like this chill thing. Like you'll start with a video, and it'll just be like, if you're just trying to do like a talk or something, like you got some Call of Duty, just kind of chilling with it, trying to just have a relaxed time while we see that footage, and then you're kind of like just talking about things. I think it kind of makes it a little bit less mundane, because I feel like some YouTubers, the problem that they run into is they think that they get into these rants, and they don't really like try to make it a little bit more interesting to the viewer,
Right,
give them a
right.
little bit something more to kind of see and watch, not just, I think that's also a really cool thing that you've done. I know it's a
No,
simple thing,
absolutely.
but it's a cool thing.
It's helped a lot. It's helped a lot. I really, to be completely honest with you, ever since I started this channel, I've really been about helping the small YouTuber. When I came onto the platform, uh, let's see, we're in 2017. When I came onto the platform 8 years ago, actually, I started a YouTube channel, a gaming YouTube channel that was called Filthy Gaming. It was the same exact thing. Um, I grew that to about 5,000 subscribers in about 6 months. It was amazing time, but life happened. I had a daughter. Um, I had to get a job. I had to, listen, life happened and I had to kind of give up on things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, 8 years later, I started the same thing. And when I came onto the platform this time, it was completely different. I came onto a platform that was flooded by people, that
yeah,
was flooded by videos, flooded by gaming, at this point, especially. That, I had to think of something that was going to be different, right? I had to think of something that was going to grab people's attention and say, you know, why I should be on top, why I should be different than the rest of these people under, it is what it is. I mean, the statistics of
yeah.
channels under 1,000 subscribers is unreal. If you go and look at the statistics, of how many people are out there on YouTube right now with channels that are trying under 1,000 is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean,
And it
I'm
made me
I'm right
think
there,
like,
man.
you know what? Guess what? There's an untapped market right there. There's a market of people that are looking for friends, that are looking for help, that are looking for ways to grow their platforms and to grow their social media.
Right.
And that's what I want to do. I want to help these people grow their stuff. I want them to understand that I'm not just here to make some money. I am at the end of the day, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to help people. I am here to guide them through what I've done that has worked for me so far. So that's a big reason why I'm doing this too, is because it has worked. In 3 months to build 20,000 followers behind you throughout your network, to me, is good. I've looked and it looks like it's good. I've asked people, they say it's good. I can't get any more validation. So
Yeah.
at this point, I think taking all the knowledge that I've grown and built over the last 10 years of my life and giving that to kids and 15-year-olds, and I think it's extremely important. And here's a funny story about someone in my community, actually, and to kind of show you more of who I am and what I want to do with this community.
Right.
Um, he's a 17-year-old kid reached out to me. His parents are so against him on YouTube. They just think
Ah.
everything on the internet is bullshit. And listen, a lot of parents nowadays, a lot of people over the age of 50, over the age of 40
Yeah.
are in that mindset because a lot of it is bullshit. There
Yeah.
is a
Well.
lot of, scams and stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
So what did I do? I actually took the time out and I'm going to speak to his father. I am going to actually speak person to person to his father to kind of explain to him what I'm going to help his son with. And not that I am just some random person who doesn't care,
Yeah.
because I am. The kid's been through a lot in life, um, and he tries so hard. So I really hope to get his parents a little bit more on board with him. But that's what I want to do. I want to help people. I want them to understand that. Again, no matter what color you are, how big you are, fucking anything, it doesn't matter who you are. I personally think you can make it on this platform.
I've just been grinding a lot, and I mean, I think there is more that I could be doing, but obviously, I'm trying to kind of navigate the waters in terms of like, like making. I want to make good content, but I also want to get videos out at a decent rate, but I don't want to sacrifice quality
Quality. Hmm.
at all. Like I
It's a hard,
refuse.
it's a very hard balance, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough balance, and I think that uh, personally, I agree with you that quality should come over quantity in this platform.
Yeah.
I don't think but then again,
Yeah.
there's the let's plays out there
Right.
that
Right.
are constantly uploading. I'm talking. There's kids that upload 3 times a day, which is freaking
Or
ridiculous.
like the
But
biggest example, PewDiePie, like is I can't stand him. Okay, I'd be
yeah,
lying if I said I can't stand that guy, but
listen, I can't either.
but because I just don't like what it's because I see a lot of these guys like even out of the gaming platform, like you look at Nisec, like
Hmm.
the guy has made tons of money. He's a marketing genius, but yet at some point I'm kind of like, okay, this guy is like I don't know if he's relatable. Like he tries to be,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I just don't. I feel like at some point you get so big where it's almost like you lose
Right.
sight of your viewers, and I think when that happens, it's unfortunate. I'd rather be
See,
uh,
I can't personally can't wait. I can't
yeah.
that's the thing that I'm looking for. I cannot wait to get to the point where, I
Yeah.
am big. People are like, wow.
Yeah,
But
I
at
mean
the same
yeah.
time, it's like I want to help more
Yeah.
than anything. So when I'm that big, I can't wait to just be able to like show up at your doorstep and be like, "Hey, let's play some video games and record some videos and some gameplay." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's what I'm gonna do. And what's nice about my channel is that I kind of put my journey in front of you. Listen, I started at 0 subscribers like every other person,
Yeah.
and I have pretty much shown you my journey all the way through. I have talked to, if you guys watch my videos, you'll see that I literally talk my entire journey through. I talk about sponsors, I talk about the money, I talk about everything. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to hide anything from anyone. Um, listen, I don't know if you know who Roman Atwood is. He's a huge YouTuber, has over 11 million subscribers. I started watching him when he was at 1,000 subscribers. And to watch his journey and to see where he's at today is really big to me. And it's a huge push. And it's he's a huge inspiration. But I also watch his videos nowadays, and I kind of think about what you just said, that when you get too big, you kind of lose sight of your fans and how you got there. And he definitely has in my eyes, but in the same sense, I strive to do almost everything he's done, and I strive to do it all by myself like he did. And again, huge inspiration, but, I think there's a couple things he could do to make his channel better with his viewers. I mean, come on, when you're making that much money, I think you could do a couple more giveaways here and there. I mean, you have people who literally will die for you. Do some things that'll help them a little bit more. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, but I hope I'm not running your time up here.
I gotta get out of here within the next, I'll say, 5 minutes.
Okay, well, I just got two more questions for you to
No
end
problem.
on. Okay, so first off, what is the best possible tip that you could leave us on, as far as, like, if you're starting small and you're trying to grow big, what is your, like, best quick tip for
Best
someone
quick
that's
tip. Easy. Gosh, you know what? Oof, that's it's a tough question because there's so much, right? You know what? I'm gonna break that into three groups. Okay, if you are a young kid, if you are under the age of 18 and you're on YouTube and you're trying to grow your platform, my best advice to you is to gain knowledge, is to go online and teach yourself everything you can about the platform that you're trying to grow,
Mhm.
and learn everything you can about marketing and getting yourself out there. Because when you're that young, you have the time to grow knowledge before you have to take the time to grind. So that's where the next part of that answer comes in is, over 18, I'll just leave it at that, is, best advice is to grind. Get on your phone, get on the computer, don't stop. Just keep going. And I know sometimes you kind of sit there and you're like, well, I really, what else can I do? Well, guess what? There's always something else you could be doing. Trust me, I grind probably 13 hours a day. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And if you don't believe me, just ask my girlfriend, because she fights with me all the time about it. So yeah.
And then the last question to go off on, I I think you might have done this in your show too, but I liked it. Um, you know, what's your favorite game of all time? Like, I know I'm just curious. Like,
Such a tough game. That's such a tough question. I think I'm gonna have to say, I know this might sound crazy. My favorite game of all time has to be Toe Jam and Earl on Sega. It has to be Toe Jam and Earl on Sega. It was just it was like my favorite childhood game growing up. I have spent hours on Toe Jam and Earl for Sega back in the day, and it was just I have to say that's my favorite game of all time, honestly.
yeah, yeah. Well, hey, Filthy, I am so glad that you came on the show today. I really appreciate you doing this, because it's nice to talk to someone that's kind of a little bit further in the grind than I
All right.
am. So
Absolutely.
thanks
Well,
for the
listen,
support.
thank you so much for having me on. I can tell you right now, you got a great voice for this, man. Don't stop. That's another big thing I can say to end the show with me. Don't stop. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in this whole thing, don't stop, because it's possible. Anyone can do this. You don't need money to do it. You just need the heart and the sacrifice and the dedication. That's about it. But again, Wheelchair Gamer, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. And like I end all of my videos, Dr. Filthy is going to be signing off.